What's up y'all, BK back here with another paddle review. Today we're reviewing a very unique paddle in the pickleball scene. It is a completely new technology for 2024, so I'm super excited to be doing this review. We are of course going to be reviewing the bread and butter Shogun. Let's see what this paddle does well, what it doesn't do well, who it would suit, and why you should get your hands on the new Shogun from Bread and Butter. Let's do it. So the paddle comes in with this beautiful paddle cover. It's got the Shogun logo on it, very unique design right off the bat. It's got the yellow grip, and then as you open up this paddle, you'll see that this paddle is very unique in how it looks. It's got a completely new design with the titanium weave. You can see the metal weave going through. You also have that carbon fiber weave going across. And the look of this paddle is very unique and distinct. It might not be for everybody, but if you're looking to stand out on the pickleball court, this is definitely an eye catcher for sure.
Diving right into the specifications of this paddle, the paddle comes in at a length of 16.5 inches and a width of 7.375 inches. The weight comes in a bit on the heavier side at 8 to 8.3 ounces, with a swing weight of 120 and a twist weight of 6.18, average swing and twist weights, so nothing special there. Where this paddle stands out is the face material of T700 carbon fiber and titanium weave. The titanium weave is a very new concept in the world of pickleball, so that's the number one thing that stands out with this paddle for sure. The core is a high-density polypropylene core with a 16mm thickness, and the body construction is a thermoform T700 unibody construction. The grip length comes in at 5.5 inches, and the grip circumference comes in at a 4.25 inch circumference. The handle is an octagon handle with a vibration dampening wrap, and this paddle is USAPA approved. The paddle comes in at a price of $189.99. But you can use the code BK15 at BnBPickleball.com to get this paddle for $161, making it exceptional value for money.
The number one feature that stands out to me with the Shogun from Bread and Butter is the pop. The titanium weave really gives it insane pop on the pickleball court, and putaways are super easy to hit with this paddle. So it's definitely a power paddle compared to all the all-court or control paddles. So if you're looking for a paddle that's gonna give you a lot of juice, help you hit good counters, this is a perfect paddle for you. It does a really good job on those counter pop situations. Now, with this paddle, again, you have to play a power-friendly game style. It is not very control-friendly in the transition zone, especially when somebody hits the ball hard. So when the ball comes at you really quickly, this paddle doesn't take pace off the ball. If anything, it adds pace on. If your game style is you like to sit in transition zone and reset the ball, play a very patient and controlled style of game, this is not the paddle for you. That's not what this paddle is designed to do. This paddle is definitely geared towards those who like to hit big third shot drives, come to the net, wait for their opponent to speed up, and then try and finish on those big counters. That's who this paddle is geared towards. So if your game style matches what I just described, the Shogun is the perfect paddle for you. Personally, I think for anybody that's looking to replace their Gen 3 Yola that got banned, the Shogun is a fantastic alternative because the pop on the paddle feels very similar to the Gen 3 Yola, and it also has that feel from the Yola that we get where the dwell time is super high on the paddle face. Unlike the Paddle Techs or the Engage paddles, where it does have the pop, but the feel on the paddle feels very hollow and quick, the ball doesn't rebound off this paddle like those other Paddle Techs or Engage paddles. It actually has a really good feel and dwell time on the paddle face. So as someone that likes having less vibration, this paddle did all those things really, really well. Now the touch on this paddle, again, as I said, this is definitely a power paddle for sure. However, the paddle does do a good job of controlling the ball when the ball is coming to you at a slow pace. So if you're having a ball that's coming to you at a dinking pace or a slow return and you're just trying to drop the ball into the kitchen or dink back and forth from the kitchen line, this paddle does do a good job of controlling the ball. The only spots that I found it hard to control the ball was when the ball was hit to me at pace. When the ball comes at you hard, it is very difficult with this paddle to take pace off the ball and reset the ball into the kitchen because the paddle does such a good job of popping off the surface. Again, if you're looking for a good control paddle for resets and other situations, this is not the paddle for you. Bread and Butter has the Loco and the Fat Boy coming out soon as well that do a really good job of controlling the ball. However, the Shogun is definitely geared towards more power-friendly game style. Now, talking about the spin on this paddle, I think the titanium weave really does a good job of grabbing onto the ball. Because the dwell time on the paddle is so high, you can really get a lot of spin on the ball because it sits on the paddle face for longer. Just taking your hand and rubbing it across the face of this paddle, you don't notice any exceptional grit on the surface level. However, because of the weave and the dwell time, the paddle does a good job of grabbing onto the ball and having the rotation generate from having a higher dwell time. So again, it does do a really good job of spinning the ball. I was able to really control my drives with those top spins, hit really deep slices. Even at those dinking battles, I was able to generate a lot of spin on my slice dinks. But again, if you just take your hand and rub it across the surface, you're not gonna feel that exceptional grit that you feel from some of the other paddles like the Volairs or the Pro XRs that are some of those top spin rate paddles. However, because of the dwell time and the weave on this paddle face, I think it does a very good job of still having good spin rates that's gonna help you generate enough spin to play your game. Now with this paddle, it is definitely geared towards more of an advanced player. The sweet spot on this paddle is not the most consistent thing to play with. You have to really get that ball within that center mass to generate that real pop that you want to see from the titanium paddle. If you do hit off-center shots, you're not going to get nearly enough power or nearly enough pop because the inconsistency from center to off-center is very high. So if you are a beginner looking for a more consistent paddle, go check out the Volair or some other paddles that have a huge sweet spot. This paddle is definitely geared towards a more advanced player style because you have to consistently hit that sweet spot on the paddle to get the control and the touch that you want to play good pickleball. Again, the power that you're gonna get from this sweet spot right here to off-center shots out here is a drastic difference. So if you are somebody that needs more of a bigger sweet spot to stay consistent, stay away from the Shogun. I think it's better to go pick up the Fat Boy from Bread and Butter. It has a humongous sweet spot and is geared towards more of those beginner intermediate game styles. It's gonna help you play more consistent pickleball until you figure out how your game style works and consistently hitting the sweet spot every single time. Once you do get to that 4.0 plus level where you're looking at a more advanced game style and you're consistently hitting the sweet spot, the Shogun is perfect. It's a fantastic paddle to go pick up. This paddle is a very unique paddle. I think the titanium weave with the carbon fiber intertwined is gonna be something that we're gonna see in the pickleball scene for a good while to come. This paddle does do a really good job of popping the pickleball. It's a really power-friendly paddle. So now that we're seeing a lot of those deflection tests being failed by those foam paddles, I think the titanium is a good alternative for those power style of paddles. Be on the lookout for more titanium paddles. The Shogun is an amazing paddle. I've been playing a lot with it and even won a couple of tournaments with this paddle. So I definitely think it's a great option, especially if you live in conditions like Florida where it's super hot and humid, the ball gets pretty soft. You definitely need that extra juice that the Shogun is gonna give you. So I really enjoyed playing with this paddle. If you're looking to pick it up, make sure to use the code BK15 at bnbpickleball.com. You can get this paddle for 15% off on their website with my code. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe below to my channel. Also follow me at BK_pickleball on Instagram. Comment below what other content you'd like to see and if there are any other paddles that you'd like to see me review. And until next time, I'll see you later.